Now, did you see the controversy surrounding the New Zealand MP Samantha Power when she called English a bastard language? Let's go into it and let me know what you think down in the commentary.
English is a bastard language. This is what you're fighting to protect, is a language that's not even its own. It's a bastardization of Greek, Old Norse, Latin. It's a complete bastardization, and this is what we're wasting the House's time fighting for? Sorry, I know no one wants to say it straight up, but these snowflakes over here, bunch of snowflakes that hear the word Aotearoa and cry themselves to sleep over there.
No personal attacks.
What they do, they cry when they hear the word Aotearoa. They stand up and point of order it in this house.
Yeah,
That's how weak they are. They can't. They see Te Reo Māori and they shiver in their boots. Oh my gosh. The Parliament delegation just went to Wales, and look at them. They've got their beautiful Indigenous language covering everywhere before English. And guess what? The world didn't fall over and the world didn't end. People still knew where they were going. In fact, people saw it and thought, wow, we're in a country that values their Indigenous language and identity. Unlike our snowflake government that cannot handle Te Reo Māori, which is why one of the first orders of business for them was rearranging Aotearoa in New Zealand on the passport and making sure that we could take Te Reo Māori out of government departments' names. Oh, come on. How divorced from reality can you be that you think switching out Te Reo Māori is a priority for any New Zealander? And let me tell you why Te Reo Māori has a protected language status. Because it was beaten out of Māori systematically. We had to march our asses to Parliament demanding that the Indigenous first language of this country be recognised and not beaten out of the mouths of its native speakers. And you know what the ironic thing is too? English isn't even an official language in England. Even they know that. It's just stupid.
Now, this happened during a parliamentary debate that happened in New Zealand as they were passing a new bill that would make English their official language alongside their other language and the sign language. Now, I was reading down in the comment section of this very video, some people were like, English is a bastard language, then goes and debates in English. In other words, this person is trying to challenge her by saying, how could you call English a bastard language, yet you're literally debating in English? But other people were like, look up bastard language, she is absolutely correct. People get so triggered by the truth. Now, here is my question. The people who are saying that, oh, she is calling English a bastard language, yet she's literally communicating or debating in English. In my heart, I'm like, if she had debated in a different language, then how would you understand that actually English is a bastard language? Definitely, she had to communicate in English. She had to debate in English so that you can actually understand that not everyone prioritizes English the same way some people do prioritize it. And what even makes it more interesting is the fact that they are trying to put English on to other people, to other countries, making it official language, yet it's not even an official language in England. Don't you find that crazy? Honestly speaking, me as an African, me as a Ugandan specifically, coming across this kind of video, I honestly wished we could have a leader like her who could come up and stand up for our local languages, for our mother tongues, to be identified, to be seen, to be recognized, the same way they do recognize English. Guess what? English is not necessarily a bad language because guess what? Me to communicate to you or to communicate internationally, yes, I really do need English because that's exactly how they set the system. They set the system because they wanted the whole world to be speaking their language, forgetting that before they actually brought in their colonized master's language, which is English, people had their own local languages that they have been speaking. And honestly, me, I only speak English on here because I know my subscribers do understand English. If I try to speak my local language or my mother tongue, they will not understand me. But when I go back in my house, in my home, with my brothers, sisters, and my parents, I have no reason why I have to speak English. And this is not even about me as an African only. If you go to other parts of Europe, go to German. Most Germans don't even know English because they don't even see a reason why they have to carry on English. But now, yes, they are starting to learn it because they are realizing if they want to speak somebody who is across in another continent, then it's English that can bring them together. So in my heart, I'm like, we as Africans, what is wrong with us? How long are we going to continue leaking a colonizer's master's language and forget about our own languages? What is wrong with our languages? What is wrong with them? To an extent that now people are raising their children in their homes instead of speaking their Luganda, their Ruchiga, their Runyankole, their mother tongue. They raise children making them to speak English and they think, oh, they are cool. Omwana kubo mzungu ono. What? Children don't even know how to speak their village languages or their mother tongues. All they know is English. And what does this really signify? It signifies that the African identity is dying. It's being buried. People are picking up the colonizer master's language and end up abandoning their own mother tongues. Apparently, they are embarrassed when found speaking their mother tongues. I am speaking this out of experience and what I have grown up seeing in our society, the society that is literally filled with a colonized mindset. This whole mentality of people stopping speaking their mother tongues and traditional languages, it's coming from the bullies that they get from the society. The society has made people hate their own mother tongues. Because when you're found speaking your mother tongue or your village language, or you are a villager, and when you're speaking English, most especially if you're fluent, or you are the cool kid, you are the kid who is from the rich family. This is exactly how our leaders do think. Because tell me why I came across a clip of one of the presidential candidates, when they were doing their campaigns here in Uganda, he was saying that if you vote for me, I'm going to make sure that I make French our official language.
We shall ban Swahili as our national language. We shall ban it. We need French instead.
In my heart, I'm like, what? That is literally what you have to tell people? People are still struggling to learn English, a colonized master's language. And you're still thinking of bringing another colonized master's language. How about you choose one of the language from the many tribes that we have here in Uganda and you make it an official language in Uganda? How about that? I remember when I was growing up in high school, in schools, they would beat us for speaking our local languages. Apparently, it is vernacular. And the students who would speak fluent English, they are the ones whom they would praise. So they have overhyped English to an extent that now our local languages or our mother tongues are being buried. The coming generations are going to lose the sense, the value, the traditions, and the cultures of Africa as Africa. You may think that, colonialism ended. I feel like colonialism is still going on because guess what? It was being instilled into the African people's brains. African people are hating their own things. Now they are loving what they are copying in the West. The colonial master came, colonized the continent, took the gold, took the minerals, took everything nice from the continent and left English. I always come across this common comment in many of the videos from the girls who always speak fluent English, and these are the girls who are in the continent in Uganda. And there is a girl who replied and said, hey, I learned English because this is what the colonial master left here. They took everything and they left English. You see, when you go to Kenya, I am sure even in Kenya they do have different tribes. But ask yourself, why do they all speak Swahili? Why do they embraced Swahili and they speak it like, they don't prioritize English like some of the African countries do prioritize English. They don't. So as the debate continues to go on in New Zealand, if they can actually take in English as their official language, here in Africa, We have countries that actually accepted some of these languages like English, French, and others as their official language, a language from the colonial masters, and they're okay with it. And they are ready to literally bury their own mother tongues. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, because honestly, we need a leader like her here in Africa, in some of these African countries, who would stand out and fight to keep some of our languages. Because guess what? As Africa, we are losing our identity. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. I thought of delivering this video because I found it so interesting to me. And I am honestly touched, me as an African, is in the country where people are prioritizing the colonial master's language and they are forgetting about their mother tongues. And when the colonial masters come in the continent, they end up learning our mother tongues. There is a clip of a young white boy whom I watched. He was in Chigezi. He speaks fluent Luchiga. And most people in the comment section, they were like, oh, wow, he's doing a good job. And mind you, these are real Ugandan people who are probably from the same tribe. They are seeing someone who doesn't belong here, speaking their language, loving it, and embracing it. But for them, they cannot even speak their own language. I'm like, what is going on? Is it the colonial master's language? Why are people hating their own traditional mother tongues? And they are literally uplifting the colonial master's language. And when somebody else comes in who doesn't belong here, they love their language. Which is which? I don't understand, ladies and gentlemen. Put down your thoughts down in the commentary. And in case you've come across my channel for the very first time, I hope you do consider subscribing. Tap on the bell so that every time I upload any video here, you are notified. Otherwise, I think we shall meet again in another video that I'll be uploading. Don't forget to share this video to as many people as possible, just to keep me onto the algorithm. And by the way, guys, I'm very sick. I got flu, but I'm healing. Otherwise, bye-bye.